From the Middle is proudly a founding member of the Odd Pods Media Network.
Oh, for the love. Sorry, just clearing my Mountain Dew hole.
I got my phone hole cleaned today.
That's where you keep it?
You're so cerebral and you're so developed and evolved. From the Middle after dark over here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 98 of From the Middle. We are a podcast hailing from the Midwest. Columbus, Ohio is where we call our home. And we're three middle-class guys living here in the middle of America with in the middle chapters of our lives with a point of view that's somewhere in the middle. And boy, are we glad. Are we glad to do this? We like getting together. The three of us enjoy hanging out and talking and we enjoy that some of you actually enjoy us hanging out and talking too. For those of us who don't know yet, we've been recently named as one of Martha Stewart's favorite things. So we're super pleased and honored about that. We've been on Ludacris's playlist for a while, since the very beginning. He was one of the few that listened to that episode 0. It was Corey and Dylan's dad and Ludacris. They got together and listened to that episode 0 that none of the rest of you listened to. And Ludacris said, "Man, you know what? Go with it. Go with it. Go from there." And
There's
so
something here.
And here we are. We're almost at 100 episodes. Narrowing in on that one. So shout out to all of you listening. Shout out to Ludacris. Shout out to Martha Stewart.
Yeah, they're the best. How does it feel that we're coming up on 100?
Speaking of anniversaries, getting old, whatever, I don't know. Tomorrow, as we're recording this, as you're listening to it, yesterday is the anniversary of Dylan's birth.
Yay!
Look at
That's
that
right.
guy.
That's true. Yes, it is. I'm very excited. I can't remember how old I'll be, but it's somewhere in my 30s. just to go along with the whole middle class thing. I genuinely have to think about it. And actually, helpful little tip, if you're not good at remembering birthdays, if you have an iPhone, put people's birthdays under the contacts, put the full birthday. And then when their birthday comes up, it automatically puts it on the calendar with their age.
What?
Each year.
Look at that.
Super helpful. So I do that for everyone, including myself, and then I get a little
That
reminder.
seems creepy. Do you go to Facebook? Do you friend them on Facebook first and then find their birth date on Facebook? Or do you have to ask the creepy question of, "Hi, how are you? My name's Dylan."
Well,
"Hi, I'm Steven. Hey, Steven, what's your birthday? July 31st. What year were you born?"
Yeah. Trying to figure out some passwords. No, it would be the latter, creepy version, but I really only do it with like immediate family, a little bit of extended family, and then maybe some friends that, like, if somebody that I would care about, they happen to post it on Facebook, like, "Oh my gosh, it's my 37th birthday today," then it's like, oh, now I know I can go put it in under their contact information. So yeah,
am I on that list?
I think so. I'll look later. I'm not going to right now while we're recording, but I'll look.
Yeah, of course you don't want to look now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd hate to find out that you aren't and then have to say that, because I'm sure you are. But anyways, yes. As of the day that you're listening to this, I'm now 1 day past my birthday. If you're listening on the day that it comes out, I'm very excited. It doesn't mean anything, but I'm excited. I'm old.
It does too. Happy birthday, little brother. Do you have plans?
No, we don't. Mm-mm.
Do you know any celebrities with whom you share a birthday?
I don't know any likable celebrities with whom I share a birthday. No, I don't.
Celebrity may be the wrong word.
There probably are some.
Satan spawn, perhaps.
Son of a gun. Okay, I have the same birthday as Hitler and the anniversary of Columbine. That's a really good way to start off episode 98. Let's make it real heavy.
Wow.
So happy.
What other things? What
so
other
happy,
horrible things have happened in the world on April 20th that we can talk about for an anniversary?
So happy birthday in hell, Hitler. But that's not where I was going.
Wow.
I was gonna see if you knew any of the celebrities that you share a birthday with, because there's 3 celebrities that are in well-known geek culture films or TV shows that I wanted to share with you. I looked this up. I did a little bit of research.
I thought that was a lead in to the darker side of April 20th.
No,
And that's all I had, because people like to remind me of those things on my birthday. They like to, oh, your birthday's April 20th. Did you know you share that with Hitler? Did you know that's the anniversary of a horrible event that happened in American history? That's usually what people like to remind me of.
But it could be good things. So I have twins who were born on September 11th. And in my head, I have already made comments that I don't wish to repeat too often about twins, and maybe they'll grow up to be tall and we can say things. But what I do honestly experience is that for me, for our family, when September 11th comes around year after year, you go onto social media and you see all of these kind of mourning, lamenting posts, if you will, of man, what on that day we remember where it was just the saddest day and blah blah blah, all that stuff. For me, there's that day out of the year that has been redeemed, and for me, it's like I can see that contrast, that like, man, instead of me being sorrowful on this day, like it got replaced with something so much cooler, so much bigger and more impactful for me personally. And I enjoy pointing that out to people, even.
that's cool.
Using that as a story. So, buddy, I mean, Columbine shooting is a horrible memory. For your family, April 20th means something else, and it's a good thing.
That's right.
Thank you. I am glad. I thought that was going down the path like Michael Scott was hoping for a day from The Office, was hoping for a day he could make a hilarious AIDS joke or something terrible like this whole. I thought that's the route it was going down, like an Office moment with Michael Scott. But that's very nice. Thank you. Corey apparently has some celebrities that were born on April 20th. Let's hear about some other good things.
Crispin Glover played the father of Marty McFly in Back to the Future.
Oh, okay. Starting me with some C-list. Okay.
Andy Serkis.
Okay, that's good.
Smeagol.
Yeah.
And
also, he was the Claw in was it the first Black Panther movie? He played the one. He played the villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think it was in the first Black Panther. I'm forgetting his first name, something Claw. The other fellow MCU fans can correct us.
A guy that you are fond of, George Takei.
That's nice. Look at that.
Yeah,
that's a good one right there.
There's a good one.
So that's a really
good one. There's a couple B list, A list.
Luther Vandross. Come on now.
Okay.
Does a voice get any silkier? And then, if you remember one of our favorite shows from the 90s, Blossom, Joey Lawrence has a birthday on April 20th.
Whoa.
Right.
Whoa.
Also Carmen Electra.
Don't know the name.
Her in the 90s. So there you go.
I don't remember. I don't remember many pictures of Carmen Electra.
I just thought between Back to the Future, Lord of the Rings, and Star Trek, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yes, very good. That is some nice company. I will try to make mental note of those the next time somebody brings up the other options. So I'll try to remember those. Thank you. That was very kind.
You're welcome.
April 20th. Yeah.
Happy birthday. All right, guys. So I thought it would be fun. It's been a minute. We had a stellar guest last week with Tom Richmond. Tom worked for Mad Magazine for 20 years. He's a professional caricaturist, cartoonist, and illustrator. We had a really fun episode with him that's getting a ton of views on YouTube. And then we did like a little side video. So check out that if you haven't already. He tells a little story about Quentin Tarantino. So it's been a minute, and I thought it would be fun to just do like a catch up and share a few things that have been going on. The first of which is that the three of us got to be guests on Michael Watson's podcast Chat and Draw, where he has on guests to talk about geek culture while he draws a character or a panel in one of his comic books. So that was really fun. We will be sure to include the link to that in the description. And I was honored to have been a guest on it's called Famous When I'm Dead. It's an artist empowerment podcast, episode 34, and that was a ton of fun. So we'll be sure to share that if you're interested in hearing a little bit about my artistic journey. But yeah, so going back to Michael's episode, we talked about WandaVision for quite a bit. We talked about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We talked about Space Jam. What else did we cover? Was that it?
That was a lot of it. And for purposes of anyone who's not familiar, I wouldn't call it a podcast, would you? It's a visual thing.
Yeah.
It's not just drawing while talking and then you can't see. If you go to our YouTube channel, his page is under the section on our channel called Friends of the Show. And I don't know, I think the video is probably up there, but if not, it'll probably link you back to his Facebook. Yeah, we had a great time. It's a very visual thing. If you're not on YouTube, Corey's sharing the visual of what it looked like. It was a nice little Foursquare thing. He had a super cool intro and outro set up for his show, and you get to see him working on some comic panels that he's been working on. It was a ton of fun. We had a great discussion, and he's an incredible artist. So it was great. Michael Watson has been on several of our episodes, and I just had a ton of fun on it. It was great.
Yeah. Kendall, anything you wanted to share about that experience?
No, I just think it's a really cool premise what he has going on. Like Dylan said, he's a great artist, and it's what's interesting about it is like you're having this discussion with him, and you're trying to be engaged in that discussion, but at the same time you're like watching watching this image transform in front of your face, and it's I get distracted easily as it comes, but man, you put him drawing in front of you while he's asking you questions, and it's like I'm sorry, I'll have to get back to you.
You think about his skill. I mean, we talk about how multi-talented he is, but he was experimenting with a new streaming software, and it has cool introductions, and then he had a little ding dong like doorbell when we came into the call, and then he was toggling like whichever speaker was talking most, making that the person's screen big, and then he had transitions and music, and it was a ton of fun. I felt like I was backstage at this big event watching this intro, and there was a countdown and everything. It was really cool. So thanks, Michael, for having us on. That was a ton of fun. And so what else is new with you guys?
So I'm recently diving myself into the sparkling water world, trying to form opinions in those debates. Sparkling water being something that for most of my life I essentially just thought tasted like dirt, but it's been growing on me recently, and I've decided to like try to make a good solid effort to be a sparkling water guy. And I don't know, I've tried several things. I'm looking for opinions. I'm looking for what is it I need to try.
Careful. Gets pretty heated in the world of sparkling
I'm not going to
water.
send out a survey or anything silly.
That's great.
But no, don't get me wrong. That would be very helpful and kind, and I'd be very appreciative. No,
So
but
which-
I'm
Which ones
So-
have you tried? Which ones have you tried?
So I did set up a side by side situation between Perrier and San Pellegrino.
Okay.
And Perrier actually took that one for me. And then I've tried I mean, right now in front of me, I don't even know if this is like a Kroger brand, but whatever this is, my wife bought it. I don't know.
Okay, so I was going to ask, are you doing flavored or are you just doing sparkling water?
Just sparkling water.
Okay.
It's kind of like when you're trying to figure out a good pizza place and you're like, I just want pepperoni for a while from all these different places so I can put them all on the same playing field. It's that. So I'm not trying to mess with flavors right now. Anyway, so that's where I am right now. Right now I'm a Perrier gal at the moment. So
Yeah, I think they're all gross. So I'm glad that you can go through all of them. You can tell me which is the best. And then if I want to try one, I can at least go to like Kendall says these 2 or 3 are the best, because like I've tried LaCroix and a bunch of different ones and none of them are good. I basically need, if something's going to be sparkling water, it needs to almost just taste like pop. So like I can do like Zevia, which is basically pop for anyone that's never had that. It's great. It's all of it's clear. There's not a bunch of junk in it. Yeah, I'm just not I don't like the bubbly without flavor. I don't get in on that. And just like an essence of banana in carbonated water is not enough flavor. Like it needs.
Yes, I want something between the ones that are just a hint. Like AHA is the Coca-Cola brand.
yeah.
LaCroix. I want something between those, which is just like, did I smell a fruit in another room while I was drinking this carbonated water? Something between that and pop. I need something right in the middle, and you can even inch closer to the AHAs and LaCroix. I need to find something there.
There is. So one of my favorite pops is Fresca.
Yeah. Diet?
And the Diet Fresca is my favorite.
Okay.
And I noticed, so for a while there during the pandemic, I could not find it in stores, and found out that it was because of supply chain issues. I think for the cans that pop companies had to start picking and choosing what it was they were going to produce, and Fresca got cut for a while there. And but then it started to come back here in recent months. And when it came back, there's a new feature on the box of the 12 pack of cans, and that feature was there's a 3-point spectrum that was sweet, a little sweet, and unsweetened. And the one that I bought, and the only one I've seen in stores, was with the needle all the way over to the sweet, which is the original. So it looks like, at least for Fresca, if you guys like the flavor of Fresca, at some point they're intending to release a moderate version, an unsweetened version, their original version, and a something in between version.
There is we tried it probably early last year. There's a blackberry Fresca.
What?
That I would put kind of in the middle. It was too close to LaCroix for me, and so I didn't like it. But it exists, and it's more of like, I think I got a whiff of fruit. It was a little more fruity than that, but still not soda. I just want soda, so that I'll just buy that. But for the people who might like Fresca, it was something else. And so maybe that's what they'll keep pushing out, and maybe that'll be in the middle on the little meter. I don't know.
Well, maybe if it's unsweetened, like it's on the unsweetened one.
I don't know.
You know us. We're just trying to get to the middle. That's all we do. It's all about finding that middle, you know what I mean?
Just the middle. Yeah.
Word.
Are either of you getting like unreasonably excited about grilled meat outside? Like not a normal healthy, like, oh, I should maybe get the grill ready because it's that kind of year. Like
you see a squirrel running across the yard and you're like, huh.
Like you're staring down your grill, like you're real.
Oh yeah.
In.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is I like all things. I normally it's like there's certain things that I want that I'm excited about grilled. Any of the really good stuff that's not chicken, I get excited about. And the chicken's fine, but it's it's chicken. So like everything else is like, okay, we're almost
Yeah.
we're almost there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just that's been on my mind. You couldn't tell, but that's where we are. That's where
Well,
we are now.
we grill year round. We'll go outside. We'll take an umbrella and be grilling. If it's raining, we'll go in the middle of winter and be grilling. But yeah, when the weather starts to get nice and people start grilling outside more and you start hearing the mowers going in the background, people are mowing their lawns for the first time. It's just like a sign of good things to come because the weather's getting nicer. But as I say that, we're supposed to get potentially snow and frost tonight, and it's April 19th. What the
Happy
heck?
birthday, Dylan.
What the
Yeah.
heck, Ohio?
Yeah, you hinted at something there. It's you're smelling barbecue from like two houses down as people are like grilling or smoking or whatever. But is it really the nice weather that sells it? Are we just like actually amped for the nice weather? I mean, obviously it's meat, so it's the right answer is it's meat. But like, is it really the weather too? I maybe I'm not separating those enough.
I don't
the
think they
weather's
need to
part of
be.
it.
Yeah, I don't think they need to be separated. It's yes and. Who
Okay.
doesn't like the smell of cooking meats? And also, who doesn't like nicer weather?
Yeah. Yeah, so I've been watching Disney Plus. I might have mentioned this before. Disney Plus is a show, Gordon Ramsay's Uncharted.
Yeah.
And the show's really great. So even if you don't like Gordon Ramsay, so he'll go to basically weird parts of the world that aren't traditional. It's not like he's going to Paris or Madrid or Chicago or New York or whatever. He's going to like weird parts of the world. He'll meet like a key person who at the end of the week he'll have a cook-off with them, and he spends the whole week meeting other people who are showing him what's indigenous to the area, and then he has to learn how to like combine all of these things. And pretty much every episode he's on, he grills things. It's like fish or beef or whatever. And so it's like extra on my mind because I'm watching through Uncharted. But he also does things like jump out of a helicopter into shark infested waters off of the coast of South Africa, or he has to like climb a tree 40 feet to get to a certain berry that like only grows 40 feet in the air. It's not just
The
like
40-foot berries. Yeah.
yeah, it's the 40-foot berries that make it better. But so he's not just standing in kitchens and they're like showing him like, here's our produce from the cart. Like he's doing some kind of crazy stuff to go get to this food. So anyways, super interesting show, but that's all grilling has been on my mind as we've been watching this show. It's super interesting. I love cooking shows anyways, but I had to ask.
Do you have a grill?
That's fun.
I have a small grill. Like I have a little countertop grill that I have now. I don't have a big, nice grill though. But obviously other people can grill and then I can just come eat too. So there's that.
That's
There's that bonus that like if I keep talking about it, maybe you guys will cook and then I can come over.
We talked about that like a few weeks ago. I want to do that for you because I like cooking. I like grilling.
Yeah. Oh,
Grilling
you would
outside.
cook for me. That's so nice.
I would totally cook for you. Yeah.
That's so nice. Thank you.
Dylan shows up with 3 bags of chips. Like, what's up, guys?
You mean you didn't want 3 bags of king size Doritos original?
Of course I do want 3. Yes. That is what you're supposed to bring.
And a case of Diet Fresca. Anyways.
We'll film it and make it a mid-bit. That'll be fun. Yeah, that's good stuff. I'm so excited that the weather is turning nice.
Oh, speaking of weather turning nice, so my wife and I decided that this year we're going to try to become like the professional DIY homeowners with the green, nice looking lawn, which is not something that we've ever done before. Before it was always just like, oh, we'll run our mower over it when it gets to be a foot tall, and those dandelions are character. And I don't know why, but for some reason this year we decided is the year that we're going to like try to get serious about it and do our own chemical treating and that sort of thing. And we bought. I didn't even know what thatch was until this spring, and bought a dethatcher from Amazon, and it's going to be here on Thursday.
Nice.
And so that's going on in my life. I know what a dethatcher is these days and what to use it for. And
just the hand tool, right? Like essentially a rake.
No, an electric one.
Oh, nice.
An electric push behind one.
Nice.
So the dethatcher world has changed in recent years. I know that people are used to seeing like a big giant machine that you could never buy as a homeowner. You just rent it from the Home Depot, and it's gas powered, and you could still do that, but pretty much as effectively. There's companies out there now that make much smaller electric ones. They're smaller than my push mower.
Yeah.
So
you're gonna have to pace yourself, man, with these hot topics. Sparkling water and detaching in one episode. Spread it out, man.
I'm an exciting guy.
I'm glad you brought up DIY though, because right before we started recording, and I sent this to you guys in Messenger, right before we started recording, my buddy Drew, who's a loyal listener, sent me, that LAD Bible or LAD Bible. They're these random little videos. It's this guy, and it's called Pointless DIY.
Okay.
So like, even if it's not broken, fix it anyway.
Okay.
So he'll take he has 1 foot tiles in his bathroom. He'll just break a corner with a hammer, take a raw egg, break it open, put it where that broken spot is, put the corner back on, swipe it with a paper towel, and give a thumbs up at the end of the video.
So what you're saying is it's not DIY, it's DIY.
Yeah. Kendall, you're going to love it. It's right up your alley.
Oh,
so
man.
Another thing he does is he takes a jigsaw on a bookcase and he cuts the end where the shelf meets the upright. And he'll just cut that whole section out, including the shelf and the upright, and put locks and hinges on it for no reason so that it can open up. And then he gives a thumbs up.
That's awesome.
Another one, he breaks. I just was cracking up watching these. He breaks a handle off of one of his cabinet doors under his sink, takes that handle, super glues it to the top of his toilet, and gives a thumbs up. Then later, he drills a hole in the toilet seat big enough for a funnel, puts a funnel in there, puts ketchup in the funnel, and gives a thumbs up.
It's the firm thumbs up that helps sell it every time too.
They're just so great. We'll post it. We'll post it on our community page. It cracked me up.
I could spend some time watching those, man.
Oh, so funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of nice weather, my right eye for the last 2 springs has been producing goop, and I can't get it to stop.
You might want to talk to somebody.
I went to my doctor. He's like, "Do you have allergies?" I'm like, "I don't know, maybe. I've never really taken anything, or I wear contacts, so I need to talk to if you're a listener and you have allergies and also wear contact lenses, do your eyes in the spring just keep producing a slightly yellowish goop? Have you ever touched the corner of your eye?
Well,
and then when you go to slowly pull your finger away, like a string of just gunk, I wake up in the mornings and it's crusted over.
When I was a kid, I remember that happening. When I was a kid, I remember having to actually sometimes physically assist the opening of the eyelid.
Maybe you could, once you talk to somebody, maybe you could update us on your goop.
Well, if goop is your problem, then that's where you go. I think if you go to goop to figure out what to do about your goop,
why just the right eye? That's
you
what
need
I'm wondering.
what you need is an egg-shaped.
Is it is your face mashed on the right eye because you sleep on it?
I do. That's a good point.
Is it maybe you're allergic to a pillow? Do you have a new? No, because it's been 2 years.
No,
So, yeah.
2 or 3 years. Yeah. Anyway,
I have no
I also
idea.
have monthly disposable contacts that I'm supposed to take out regularly, but I'm lazy and I don't like to. So that probably doesn't help matters. Anyways, that was random.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I'd
I'll keep you
Keep
posted.
us updated.
With your goop.
Yeah.
With
Cool
that
goop story, bro.
Maybe a goop string coming from the corner of your eye would be a good mid bit.
Just like
Yeah.
real slow, and you can feel it like on the bottom lid of your eye where your bottom eyelid meets your eyeball. It just in one big string, it just comes out. So weird.
Oh, geez. Yeah, and then I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I mean, you'll get more views if you eat it. That's all I'm saying.
I did. What was this like a month ago? Oh, you guys, I'm so glad that you brought that up because I tried to make this extra content and you guys both strongly urged me not to. I dropped a can of paint on my big toe and it was black and blue for a really long time. And Sherry, who has done some half marathons and knows what it's like to lose an entire toenail, said, "You're probably going to lose that toenail." And I was like, "What does that mean? That sounds horrific." And she's like, "Yeah, it just basically falls off." I'm like, "Falls off?" So it had been black and blue for a really long time. And then sure enough, one day it caught on a sock and I started to peel it. And like 2/3 of it was separated from the skin. And I was like, "Hey guys, this would make really good content for me to pull this the rest of
This is not going to be what episode 100 is like. That's a whole different kind of goop, and that's gross.
Have you ever lost a toenail though? The whole
No.
toenail?
No.
No.
It's really weird because then it's just like skin underneath and it's got to grow back from the cuticle.
Yeah.
It's
How
bizarre.
much into this?
Yeah, more information than some of you bargained for, but some of you are loving this. I know this because there's a guy called the Pimple Popper and he's got millions of views. So
Can I say something too, as we're talking about nice weather and goop? Can I mention something that I did that I really enjoy, and I rarely talk about tech on here,
Yeah.
even though I love tech. So I used to work for Bose, the audio corporation, and before I left, I got 2 of their 360-degree outdoor speakers. And sometimes when the weather's nice, or we take our kid outside to the in-laws, she runs around outside in the grass, I like to take those and put them in stereo mode and kind of make their backyard like a concert venue is kind of what I like to do. And just to add to the fun a little bit, their patio is covered and they have those like hook planters that you're supposed to put plants on. These things have little handles on them. I just threw them right up there and cranked it. And it was like rock concert, whole backyard. So much
nice.
fun. I don't know if anyone else geeks out over tech like that, but like I could run a small concert venue with these things, and they're literally, it's just Bluetooth from my phone and batteries, and it's just a glorious thing. And I don't know who cares about that, but I just had to say it because it just goes so nicely with the nice weather and getting outdoors. If the grill had been on and there had been meat there, it just would have been glorious. And so we were like playing all kinds of music. My daughter was like running around dancing to everything, just having a grand old time. And so I was just so excited about it. I don't know if anyone cares about that. We can talk about geeky tech stuff in the community page on Facebook at any time if people are into that. I had a blast.
Good.
Yeah.
Music and meat.
Yeah, music and meat.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Brats and bows.
Dude, I know some people get really excited about
Brats
like
before bows.
some people get really excited about like they'll take a projector to their backyard and they'll like hook up, they'll run their stereo speakers out the window. There's like wire dangling all over some people get excited about all kinds of stuff. Corey, at Halloween, you guys do the projector with a movie on your garage.
Yeah.
And you play a movie outside. Like I know
Yep.
people geek out over some of that kind of stuff. I think it's important that we talk about it. So there's my story for the spring.
That is a legit dad thing to talk about and bring up and be like, hey, you know what? Here's what I like.
I just
Oh.
love the I mean, I'm surprised at how many people don't have music playing to create some ambiance or, set the scene, what makes a charcuterie evening with your significant other better than a fireplace and perhaps some music and jazz or something lightly playing in
Luther
the background.
Vandross.
Luther Vandross. Or, you want to do a outside project, put on some classic rock and do it twice as fast as you normally would. It's amazing. I love it.
There you have it.
We could do like a pairing. What playlist for what situation? That would be fun. Hey, let's take a quick break and hear a word from one of our friends in the Odd Pods Media Network.
Hi, I'm Shannon.
I'm Jamie.
We're Married with Television, marriedwithtv.com. We are a couple of Hollywood normies on the outskirts of the film and TV industry, and we talk about our favorite TV shows, music, and movies, and sometimes they talk back to us.
Sometimes they do.
Our podcast is Married with Television, one word, on Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud.
Possibly Amazon soon. And we are a proud member of the Odd Pods Media Network.
Married with TV.
MarriedWithTV.com.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot of things spring, but one thing we haven't talked about, we don't get into sports very often, but we just had the Ohio State spring game, which was very exciting. It was exciting to, I'm ready to be heard again. That's where I'm at. I'm just excited for football. I'm ready to be heard again. We've got a quarterback competition, which is scary, a little exciting. CJ Stroud looked good. They had like a bunch of people in the stadium, but like not too many because of COVID. And it was nice seeing them, the like scrolling the normal schedule for the fall, like the full game slate. I don't expect stadiums to be at 100% in the fall, but like we can certainly do it now. We know that, it's just what a time. It's like, my heart was broken in the national championship. We knew it was coming, but it was broken anyways. But I'm just ready to be heard again. And I'm so excited for another season and to see who's going to be the quarterback. We got Chris Olave came back for any of the Buckeye fans, one of the wide receivers that they thought for sure was going to leave. And all the talking heads in sports do this better, so we don't have to spend a ton of time on it. But it was just very exciting to watch it. I had it on the TV. And I'm there. I'm ready for fall, but I'm not wishing away the summer.
Dear brother, for our listeners around the globe who don't know what a spring game is, can you give a voiceover for that?
Good point. We've got billions of listeners worldwide, so I want to clarify. At least two of us are big fans of our university football team in our area. We broadcast out of Columbus, Ohio. That would be The Ohio State University. And much like football in the rest of the world, we really love our American football here. And in large parts of a lot of different parts of the country, college football is sometimes even more important than the NFL team. And that would be the case in Columbus, Ohio. Lots of Bengals and Browns fans, but also tons of Ohio State fans. So in essentially a glorified practice, the university allows a bunch of people to come into the stadium and watch the team play itself. So they break up into two fictional teams made up by the whole team. And in the case of Ohio State, it was Team Buckeyes and Team Brutus, and which is our mascot, just broken up into two teams. And it's great. So it's not a full game. They only play for a couple hours. They don't really tackle or anything like that. It's just a really nice, fun scrimmage. It's also usually a big deal because there's usually recruits. So kids that are in high school that are potentially going to go to a university like Ohio State are usually in attendance, at least a handful of them. Mm-hmm. And so it's not only used for fans to get the fans excited, it's used as a nice practice. It's used as a way to do some recruiting for the coaches to try to pitch these high school kids on why they should come to Ohio State.
And you get a good early look at the team and how they look and different things.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they would have had the normal practice anyways, but it gives the fans a chance to kind of watch the team in sort of a light practice without tackling. And it's it's a lot of fun, especially if you happen to root for a team that generally does well, because it kind of amps you up for the season in the fall.
Sure. And it also gives players an opportunity to get used to the flow of a game somewhat. They have actual officiating there, and just a fun little moment. There was actually a sideline warning at the spring game, which I found a humorous fact. Anyway, that's all I have to say about the spring game.
Right. Most teams don't do it, especially that big. But Ohio State is one that does a very big spring game.
It's
normally they would open up like 80% capacity of the 105,000 seats, and you'd have 70, 75, 80,000 people there.
Totally.
Because of everything going on
here.
I think there was 15,000 there this time, which for a lot of colleges it would be like a game day. For Ohio State, that's smaller. So it's a little more unique if you're not familiar with Ohio State, in that it's a small event for us, but a pretty big event for a lot of schools.
Yeah. So a little behind the scenes, the three of us have a little shared note that two of us like to operate off of. One glances at it occasionally. It's not scripted. It's just like a rough outline of the things we might want to talk about. And Dylan, when you wrote in there, spring game, I'm ready to be hurt again, I thought that was a reference to a previous year when you forgot sunscreen, and we went to the actual spring game, and I'm like, I thought that's what it was.
Yeah. Also very real. Also would very much apply to being hurt again. Next time I should take some Coppertone. I was not at the game. I watched it from home in a dark, cold room where I would not get sunburned. But I think it was Kevin James who made the joke that that he gets burned from the dome light in his car, or was that Jim Gaffigan? He can get sunburned from the dome light in his car. I'm butchering the delivery. The point is, I'm not trying to make the joke like he does, but that's me. So for any of our friends in Europe that relate, there it is. Or other parts of the Midwest. Yes, that is true. I have been severely sunburned many a time, including at the previous Ohio State.
So this is funny for two reasons, because my son comes up with two layers of that story. One of my favorite things to do with my son when I tuck him in is to sing one of the Ohio State University's songs, Carmen, Ohio, as a lullaby. And we sent that to Kendall as a playful little joke. But piggybacking off of the sports thing, my son, who is 6, started his first sport. And I know, Kendall, you've got kids that are trying new activities and extracurriculars for the first time. It's really fun to watch them try something and learn about it. So I have to tell this story of what happened this past weekend. So he plays in this league that's called Upward. It's a Christian athletic program where they try to teach them morals and life lessons, and they break and they pray before games, and it's really cute. So again, he's 6, and some of these kids have never played organized soccer before. And I really like one of the rules that they have. So there's only like 5 kids on the field at a time, a goalie, 2 defenders, and 2 offensive players. The offensive players have to stay on that end of the field until the defender kicks the ball across, and then they can take it and progress down the field. So they're not allowed to cross, and the defenders similarly have to stay on their side. So it's a great way for them to learn sort of the positions, and it was a beautiful day, back to the nice weather thing. Sherry's dad came to the game. He drove an hour and a half to come see Case play. Dylan and I's dad and stepmom came. We had a great lunch in the town square afterwards. It was a really nice day. So this is Case's first game. He's all excited. He's learning about shin guards and cleats and all the things. And he's got this curly red hair, and it's adorable. Later that night, every single night, by the way, he asks for a sleepover. A sleepover usually consists of him and his mom having some snacks. Because he doesn't go to school the next day until 12:30, he's allowed to stay up a little later than his sisters. And they watch the animated Grinch movie almost every night, and they have sleepovers multiple nights a week. But he rarely has one with me. So the same day as his game, he said, "Daddy, can we have a sleepover?" So I said, sure. So he came up into Sherry and I's bed. I brought him like a serving tray with his dinner and a juice box. And we watched The Addams Family. And there's this really funny scene in the new animated Addams Family movie where Gomez is trying to train Pugsley for a rite of passage ritual that they have in their family called the Saber Mazurka, which is like this sword dance that he has to do, right? So it's one of the plot devices in the movie. I'm going to explain the scene and then tell you what Case said because it's so cute. So Gomez goes, Pugsley, we're supposed to be working on your sword play. Your Saber Mazurka is 2 weeks away and you've barely practiced at all. And Pugsley said, so I missed one practice. What's the big deal? And Gomez says, the big deal, the Saber Mazurka is the most important day in a young man's life. It's what makes you an Addams. It's the day your entire family gathers around you and passes judgment on your worth as a human being. I hear it's like Thanksgiving. And then Case goes, it's like my soccer game. Like, A, the fact that he even understood that dialogue as a 6-year-old, but B, that he felt like his family was gathering around him to pass judgment on his worth as a human being was so adorable.
That's
And
great.
It's one of those things that makes me glad I have a podcast because I can get that recorded and then remember that forever. I do this more for posterity than anything. Anyway, I thought that was adorable.
He is a cute kid. I enjoy Case.
So Kendall, how are your kids liking karate and dance class and all the things?
So that's fun, man. It's just it's so if you're not a parent, I don't think you can understand how exciting that is. To see your young kid go step out and do something like that for the first time. And man, and so I had the pleasure of being able to take my daughter to her very first ever dance class, and man, she was just so excited. It was just such a fun moment. They have a very strict no parents policy in the studio during the practice, so I couldn't watch her actually doing anything. But just all the moments of going in and signing in, since it was our first time, there was some extra paperwork involved, and she's just so giddy the whole time. And I love her so much. And I love that moment. It was 45 minutes and like, I was just like waiting in the car in the parking lot until it was time for me to go in and get her. And the whole time I'm just like trying to imagine like what she's doing. And, it was really cool. It was a lot of fun. And then the boys started karate class.
Because of Michael Watson and because of Cobra Kai.
Because of Cobra Kai. In part, actually, yes. That's their interest in karate started there. But yeah, same kind of thing. Now their mom took them to their first karate, and thankfully like she was able to go in there and get some video of them doing some stuff on their first day. And dude, I mean they've each broken a board already and got a video of that, and like that's super cute to watch, like the look of surprise on their face, like that, like I did that kind of thing. And man, it's so cool. It's fun. I enjoy it. I mean, who knows if they're going to be seniors in high school and still doing karate or dance? I don't know. Probably not. But the piece of me right now, like, kind of hopes so. Like, it's like I could be watching something unfold right now, and I want to remember it. And yeah.
And then as a parent, and not to get sappy again if you don't have kids, but like seeing them learn to be a team player and pass the ball and not be ball hogs and treat people with respect and listen to their sensei or their coach, that somebody that isn't you, that they're learning from. And it's so fun.
I'm sure all the parents, the people that are parents and the people that have fur babies that play well at the park, I'm sure all of them can relate when they see their little puppy playing well with another puppy, or their, the
Yeah,
bird
it's the same.
from the orphanage that they've adopted, they're taking care of. I'm sure they can relate.
It's the same. Yeah, completely the
100,
same.
100% the same thing.
I'm gonna share. I'm gonna do the dad thing. I don't even care. I'm in control of the mouse. I can do this.
Fine.
Here's my soccer player.
Yeah.
Nice.
He looks like a soccer player.
Wait. We actually captured his first goal. It was awesome. Anyway, this is great audio content for those that aren't watching on YouTube. There's his first goal.
Nice.
Let me paint a picture. He looks like a miniaturized rugby player,
Yeah.
like a European rugby player. And he's doing a great job playing soccer is what it looks like from the photos. And so
Good job, Case Man.
nice looking jersey and everything. The kind of wild, like kind of Irish curly reddish hair up
Yeah,
there.
we're letting it grow because he's a soccer player, so he has to have that like mid to long hair.
Totally makes sense.
That's
That's
fun.
cool.
Love it.
Check out the Addams Family, by the way, the animated version with your families. That's a fun one. I don't love the character designs, but it's cute. The music's good. It's fun.
Where's that one streaming?
Amazon Prime.
It's on Prime.
Yep.
And Gordon Ramsay's Uncharted is on Disney Plus if anybody wants to watch him jump out of a helicopter into shark waters. So,
And get those 40-foot
good
berries.
Couple good recommendations. The 40-foot berries were wild. There's 2 seasons of Uncharted, and we had already watched season 1 a long time ago. We're in season 2 now. So there's at least like a dozen episodes you can go watch of Uncharted.
There's I think like about a year, maybe 2 years ago or so, there was a whole bunch of YouTube videos that were coming out from Gordon Ramsay of him cooking his infamous omelets, but from all around the world and on like random grills and fires in the countryside, using local food that like somebody around him or he himself just caught. And I wonder if that was part of that whole Uncharted thing.
Could have been. He does a lot of videos. I don't really follow him, but every now and then I see, it'll creep up in my timeline or whatever. I'll see videos of him critiquing other people cooking who send him videos for him to do that. And then him doing like his own dishes and omelets and beef Wellington and whatever else he likes to cook. So normally I don't like that kind of personality, but like I sort of got into his whole thing from like Kitchen Nightmares, and then I just kept watching stuff that he's in. And this is one of the more, this isn't just like the reality show cooking in a kitchen or yelling at an owner. This is the most unique thing I've watched him in. And it's really not, it's more sweet. He's getting along with people. He's not angry or mad. It's him out learning about different parts of the world and then trying to cook food like the natives do.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting for anybody into that kind of thing. It's interesting. I've talked about other shows like Somebody Feed Phil and some of the other food and cooking things that I've watched over time. And it's just one of the newest that I've enjoyed. So for anybody who's into that kind of stuff, it's enjoyable.
Well, it kind of feels to me like we're winding down. This has been a fun episode talking all things spring. As we head into the new season, I'm making sure to take really good care of my beard using my Artiest Man products. They're phenomenal. I highly recommend them. Restoration is my favorite scent. Be sure to go to www.artiustman.com. That's ARTIUSMAN.com. Use promo code The Middle. And hey, if you enjoy our episodes as we come up on episode 100, please like, share, subscribe, rate, review, give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. All of those things really, really help us. We try to make this fun and relaxed and enjoyable and make you guys feel like you're a part of the conversation. And we don't charge you anything for it. So if you could pay us back in that way, we would greatly appreciate it. In the world of podcasting, those ratings and reviews and likes and shares and subscriptions are everything. So please keep that going. If you've heard something or have watched or listened to an episode with a guest that you think one of your friends would enjoy, please share, tag us, all the things. It means a lot. Anything else, fellas?
That's it. I think the referrals and word of mouth on episodes you really like and sharing it is big. We can tell people we love doing this and we think it's fun, but it always sounds way better coming from somebody else who has no skin in the game. So if you do legitimately enjoy our show or a certain episode, we would greatly appreciate it. It means a ton to us, and it helps us kind of keep energized about what we're doing and hopefully keep the good times rolling. So thank you.
Yep. Send us a voicemail. We've got the phone number below. We would love to hear your ideas. Maybe play the audio in a future episode. Ideas for the show, questions, comments. What's your favorite brand of sparkling water? Let us know. We're dying to know. Have a great week, and we will see you next Wednesday on From the Middle.
That was weird.
That was good.